There was a time.
So, frustrating loss for the Ravens today. All they needed to do was win, and they were in, and they couldn't do it. But I think, unlike most other Ravens fans, I am not as upset as everybody else. Yes, I'm disappointed that this team could not go to the playoffs. And looking back on it, I think it's completely unacceptable that we were 2-4 in games decided by 7 points or less. But at the same time, I think everybody needs to take a step back and just look at it from a different perspective. Look at it as your team won the Super Bowl. Okay, we lost then 10 starters. We lost LRB, we lost Kruger, we lost Anquan Bolden, and yet still we were in playoff contention. We were still there competing at the end of the year, and Ray Rice has had the hip flexor all season, which is part of the reason that our run game sucks, along with our horrendous offensive line, ranked 26th in the NFL. And Flacco has the bum knee. So now let's look at it, and let's say you've got a quarterback with a bum knee, you've got a running back with a hip issue, and you have the 26th ranked offensive line in the game. Now, with a team that has those three elements, they are probably a 6-10 team. The Ravens finished 8-8 because of the great defense that they had. I think the defense was ranked 9th in the NFL. So the defense, they kept us in the Buffalo game. We couldn't pull it off. They kept us in the Pittsburgh game. They kept us in the game today for the most part. Yes, we lost 34-17. One of the scores was a pick six. So you take that pick six out of there. As far as stuff that the defense is responsible for, it's 27-17. And then you look at the defense did get 2 picks on the first 2 drives of on the first 2 Bengal drives, and the offense turned it into 2 field goals. So if you convert at least one of those, all of a sudden, taking away the pick six, it's a 6-point game. So it wasn't nearly as bad as we think it was. And I think with a healthy Flacco and a healthy Ray Rice, we pull that out. We pull that out. Or just give us a decent O-line. Give us 2 of the 3. Maybe even 1 of the 3, because Ray Rice has been hurt all year, and the offensive line has sucked all year, and we still have managed to pull out. Just give us 1 of those 3 things, and I think the Ravens could have won the game. I mean, we picked Andy Dalton off 4 times, so it's not as bad. It wasn't as horrific a loss as we think it is. Yes, it was bad timing, but now let's. With all of the things that the Ravens have overcome, and then they didn't get it done. Also now, step back. Yes, you're the defending Super Bowl champions, and you don't make the playoffs. But Flacco and John Harbaugh have been in Baltimore for 6 years. Each of those 6 years, we've made the playoffs. Each of the previous 5 years, we made the playoffs. And each of those years, we won a playoff game. So now all of a sudden we don't make the playoffs, and the world is over. If this had happened, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, before those years the year that we met the Patriots in the AFC title game, and Billy Cundiff missed that 17-yard field goal or whatever it was. If it had happened before that, we wouldn't be complaining. But now all of a sudden, we are complaining. And I think, it does suck. I think for me personally, this now makes me turn to baseball, and the Orioles are also having a horrific offseason, which doesn't make things any better. But I think we all just need to take a deep breath and take a step back. I don't think that things are that bad. I think, look at Marlon Brown. We were all upset that we lost Anquan Bolden. Big loss, big loss. But look at what Marlon Brown did. He was an undrafted rookie out of Georgia, and he caught like 6 touchdown passes this year. He's only gonna get better. So there's a lot of positive things to look at with the Ravens. Look at Matt Elam. Matt Elam played well this year, and so there's a lot of good things to look forward to in the future. It hurts now, but when you look back at the larger body of work of both Flacco and John Harbaugh, I don't think that their careers will be judged based on this season. I don't think that this season will tarnish their reputation. Every team has a bad year. Every player has a down year. And Flacco has been Mr. Durable. He hasn't missed a game in his NFL career. He's stayed completely healthy. And this year, he had a little knee injury and he played through it. Good idea, bad idea. We can sit there and we can argue about it. But look at a guy like, think about Brett Favre. He played through so many injuries. He threw pick after pick after pick. But he did the same thing that Flacco's doing now. And I think it's, because Flacco's a quiet guy, we want to pick on him. But let's give Flacco credit for getting out there. I don't think that things are as bad as people are making them out to be. It's disappointing that they didn't make the playoffs, but let's not attack Joe Flacco. Let's not attack John Harbaugh. Let's not attack anybody for this loss. It's disappointing, but when you step back and you look at the entire body of work they've had in their first 6 seasons, it's pretty good. And I don't think that we have a right to complain.